Hey everyone, it's Imran Squadron. Hope you're okay. Not been live for probably a couple of weeks now, and I was well overdue. I was planning to go live earlier this week, and then I had a brainstorm to do what I call a very detailed, in-depth video, and that just sucked up nearly 3 days of my time. Finished it this morning and I wasn't going to go live because I thought Jeffrey from Lightbox was going to go live. I thought he was going to go live today, but I think he's delayed his. I always like to keep a lookout for what my other fellow influencers and content creators are doing. So if I can see that, like, say, Reno's doing a live or Jeffrey or Paul's doing one, if there's any scheduled or if someone is actually live at the moment, I don't like to go live. Mainly because, I mean, at the end of the day, we don't have any like pre-written nuptial or agreement to say, we can't go live at the same time, because it has happened in the past, usually by accident. But I'm very conscious over if I've got someone I respect or whose videos I like to watch, and if they're live, I might jump in. And even though I might not comment in the background, I might still be watching or listening in while I'm working. So it's one of those things where I like to just be a little bit careful. But Jeffrey's delayed his, so the opportunity opened up, and I was like, well, I've not been live for 2 weeks, so I might as well jump on. With regards to that video that took 3 days, it was about just short of, well, no, it was more than that. It was about 3 hours worth of recording, and it took like nearly 2 days to edit because I had to keep chopping, changing bits and deleting, adding, editing. Chilster, how you doing from Berlin? Hope you're okay, my friend. Took 2 days editing, and then this morning I just did some fine tuning of a few things, time stamping. That video comes out Monday. I'm not going to tell you what it is about, but I'm going to hopefully hope that you like it when you see it on Monday. It's not about Elementor. It's not really about WordPress, but it's about something that I think a lot of freelancers, businesses, people will be going, hey, Palav, how you doing? I think it's going to be something a lot of people will be thinking about, or they have thought about, or maybe it's time for you to rethink it completely, have a complete change kind of thing. I've just been told that my resolution might not be right. So I've just had a message come up, so just bear with me. I'm just going to double check. No, my resolution should be all right. Can you all just let me know if the audio and the visuals are coming through okay? Because I've just been informed that my visuals might be too harsh or something. I think they're coming through okay. I don't think there's a problem. But if anyone does notice a problem, do let me know. Okay, I think everything's all right. Basically what it is when you are doing YouTube, if you do like 4K, YouTube doesn't always like that when you do a live chat. They don't always like that because of the buffer streaming, blah, blah, and all of that. But I haven't had many issues with it, so I'm all right. Anyway, I got a video coming out Monday, freelancers, businesses, small businesses, something you may want to be thinking about. Hey, communications, hope you're okay from Toronto, Canada. Question I have for some of you is quite a simple one. I'm full-time web designing, content creation, and stuff like that. How many of you are actually all in terms of web design or logo design or graphic design? How many of you are all in? Or how many of you still have another job? Now, you don't have to tell me all the details, but this will be quite an interesting conversation. How many of you still have another full-time job maybe? Maybe the web design is your side hustle or part-time job. Maybe you've got many part-time jobs. Maybe you've got loads of hustles. There's more going on. Maybe delivering pizza is your main bread and butter or dough in terms of pizza. Maybe that's your main income. And the web design is just something extra that you hope takes off or, support your lifestyle and things like that. I'm just gonna. I hate it when I do this. I always forget to do this when I'm doing a live chat. I'm meant to bring the live chat window over here so I can read it as we're doing this. Right? Okay, cool. I've got it over now. Cool. Palav says I'm into SEO and Google Ads. That's not a bad thing. Do you find though that you make more money or you get more leads or interest by doing the SEO and the Google ads. And I'm guessing you do Google ads for people, right? And how have you found it with Google ads with the return of investment? And what about Facebook ads? Do you touch that as well, Pallav, or not really at the moment? Communication, Sabvi says, I am for my job and an artist as a side. An artist? What kind of art? Oh, Bob. Hi, Bob. Thank you for confirming that, Bob, because I was going to go communications, SOBV. Bob is so much. Barb, sorry, not Bob. That sounded like Bob, but I meant Barb. Sounds so much better. So when you say you're an artist as a sideline, what kind of artist? Like a traditional kind of artist or digital artist, you know, Photoshop, Canva, I don't know, kind of thing. Chillster says, I'm a consultant executing my own ideas for the clients, maybe 70% web. Oh, okay. Consultant executing my own ideas. What do you mean by that? When you say executing my own ideas, like advising them or something? Hey Simon, how you doing? Website design and development is the main work. I think it's quite interesting because I always find that there are some people that are all in and some are really successful and some aren't very successful, but they're very happy with the freedom and flexibility they get with their life and the income and the people they work with. And then there are others, and I'm not going to mention names, where they don't always want to let people know that they actually have other jobs as well, because they don't want people to look at them and say, well, your web design can't be doing too well. With me, obviously, you know, I do some collaborations and videos for people as well. You don't always see them on my channel. Sometimes people want to hire me to do a training video for them, so I will. Obviously, there's the YouTube side of things, web design as well, because a lot of people don't realize, but you know, when you're doing YouTube, all of this stuff, this is like another job. Let's just have a think about it then. Let me just double check the questions. Pallav, just Google ads at the moment. Organic searches. I like organic searches too. To be honest, I prefer organic searches. When I see sponsored adverts, I do tend to ignore them. Simon's working together, a graphic designer, doing the layout, but also doing everything by myself. Bob does traditional art, but digital for work. Ah, I like that. Multi-talented. I really do like that. Chilster's an economist, used to work at a bank. Ooh. I do marketing concepts on how to get more for my clients. And then obviously you build stuff probably to help them with their marketing, their branding, their outreach, and all of that. So let me just break down kind of what are my income streams. So obviously a web design agency. In fact, I just got my tax returns from my accountant to show how much corporation tax we've got to pay, how much dividends I can take, you know, splits and all of that. And it's come out really, really good. Really, really good. Better than last year, which is always exciting. And our accountant, she's very good at doing what I call is her magic to reduce the amount of corporation tax you have to spend, because she takes into account a lot of expenses and other things like that. So she's really, really good at that. So God bless her. Hey, Phil, how you doing? So in terms of like income streams for me, and I'm going to be really honest, I'm not going to give you values. I don't want to say, yep, I earn 5.6 million pounds here and 59 billion here. Now, I don't like to do that. There are a lot of influencers and people out there, content creators, that regularly put out videos where they say, this is what I earned on YouTube. And I always am suspicious of some of the values, not because I'm jealous, but because I feel like they make it sound way too easy. I can tell you now that based on my experience and other very well-known content creators and influencers in the YouTube world and with not Web Squadron, WordPress and all of that stuff, right? It ain't that easy. And I always feel like there's a lot of people out there that make out it's dead easy to do YouTube videos. It's really easy. Just get your camera, your script, nicheify if you want to nicheify, show how you can solve problems, and then people will sign up for your ebook. People will sign up for your course, and they will sign up for your webinar, and then you sell them a course. And I had 100 people, and I made $20,000 in the space of a day. they very much are, they're very much, no, I'm not talking about any certain bold man whatsoever. I mean, just random people. But they make it sound so easy. So when people do that, what happens is people then sign up for their course because they want to have like, they want to make as much money doing YouTube videos. Oh, it's the holy grail. I can work from home. I can use my phone. I can get a camera, a microphone, or use whatever and get some lights and start recording, putting stuff out there. And then I will start rolling in like $5,000-$10,000 a month. Oh, I can do this. Yay. And I'm going to buy their course because they've been there. They've experienced it. They know exactly what to do. What a load of fucking bullshit. All right. Just because someone is successful overnight or they've worked their way to success does not mean you can imitate that. Don't tell me that just because Mr. Beast, who started off with Minecraft and got to where he is, you can do exactly the same. It doesn't work like that. Your success and whether people will gravitate towards you or they will want to buy your course or they will want to hire you, or even as a web designer, they see your portfolio, they see your designs. Are they going to take any interest? It's all down to you and how you come across and what you do and what you put in. There is no magic formula. And I get so... Do you know how... Like every day, right? I watch lots of YouTube. Believe me, I practically live on YouTube all the time when I'm not watching Netflix or working or whatever. You know, in the morning, while I'm working, it's there on the background watching videos. Every day, there's a brand new video by someone or whatever. And some people put these out quite regularly. They'll do one and then they'll do another one a month later, whatever. And they're telling you, this is how you start off with YouTube. This is what I wished I had done with YouTube. If I was to restart YouTube, this is what I would do. This is what I learned in 10 years of YouTube. This is what I'm earning, blah, blah, blah. They go on and on and on because they're trying to convince you that it's dead easy. It's not dead easy at all. Raheem, where's the cats? Are they asleep? No, they're asleep. The cats are asleep. Leave the cats. They're asleep. So Raheem, as you can see, he says he's ill. So he took the day off school. Does he look ill to you? Does it? I mean, look at this face. Does he look remotely ill?
Yeah.
No, you're not meant to answer. All right, quiet. I'm on the live chat. So there's loads of people. They're always going to have these videos out, and I don't like it. So that's the reason why I don't like to tell you what I earn and what I don't earn, whatever, because I don't like to mislead. Like, for instance, okay, I'll be brutally honest, okay? So I started doing stocks and shares about 10 months ago. And I changed all of my stocks and shares 3 months ago because I suddenly realized that I don't want to do the ones that everyone does. Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, you know, Meta, Microsoft. Loads of people tend to go for the popular ones, and I don't want to do that. Right now, I only have 3 stocks and shares. And every day I put money into them, every day. Like I have a set amount I put in. At the moment, in the last 3 months, and I did a load of research, my return is 53% compounded. Okay. It goes up, it goes down, but it always goes up more. And when it does go down, it's almost like it might go down, but for the week, you're still making more. But I'm not going to go into exactly which ones because I don't want you to imitate. But anyway, let's get back on track in terms of income streams and how my life works out in terms of my income. And I would love to know if some of you are doing similar or other things, or, you know, how are you supporting yourself, your lifestyle, your family, and all of that. Hey, Chima, not seen you for a long time too. Hope you're okay, my friend. So obviously there's the web design, agency work. Before it used to be really, really busy. The busiest we ever were was during the year of, it was kind of like between 2020 going into 2021. In fact, the whole of 2021. We had 84 clients, and you can just start to imagine the income streams from that, okay? And it has drifted down. And I like the fact it's done that because some of that is down to my own manipulation in how or who I want to work with or how I sometimes turn people down because either they don't like, either like they're not going to pay the price. I was going to say they're not happy with it. It's just actually the other way around. I turn work down. So even when someone comes to me, if I don't feel like I vibe with them, I don't want to go there. I don't want to stress myself out with a difficult client or a difficult project or something that's going to give me a sleepless night. But anyway, so there is income coming in from web design. There's some recurring income and there's new clients as well. But I don't like it to go overboard, mainly because I also have income that comes from YouTube as well. And there'll be the odd sponsored video or someone who wants me to collaborate on a project. I can tell you now, I get about 4 to 5 emails every day from real companies. I'm not talking about the junk spammy ones where it's a fake company or whatever. I'm talking about real companies. And I turn probably 98% of them down. I don't care what you're going to offer me. And I've had some ridiculous offers. If you saw a video I put out a month ago, someone was offering to pay me $9,000 a month for 6 months. That's I'm going to do my maths now. That's $54,000 for 6 months. But I didn't go with it. I like their product, but it meant that I'd be very committed to doing videos for them. And that will then impact on other stuff I have on. So I look at the big game. I look at the field, right? I don't go, ooh, here's a diamond. I'm going to run to that diamond. I'm rich. No, I don't care. I'm looking at what is the impact on me, my lifestyle, and the other things I got. Because you know what? You might get paid really well for 6 months. But then when you try to return to all the other things, maybe you're forgotten. Maybe people don't care now. Maybe people get suspicious and go, yeah, you did a lot of stuff for that company or that organization or whatever, and you didn't really do much else. It becomes very telling, doesn't it? Anyway, let me just get back onto the comments for a moment. Palav, in India, there are many Hindi content creators that say they earn $1,000. Yeah, exactly. And you know what, Palav? I do not believe they're rolling in money with hosting a number one. Number two, when you, like, be honest here now, Palav, right? Be brutally honest with me. You know as well as I do, right, that if you're earning $1,000 a day or even a month in India, right, 1,000, what is that worth in India? You tell me right now. What could you buy if you were earning $1,000 a month? Forget a day, because less, that's 30,000. If you want to tell me $30,000 a day, fine. But what could you buy? What could that be worth? And then here's the brutal, honest truth, right? Then you look at those people, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, but then you look at those people, and you kind of go, if you were earning $1,000 a day or a month or whatever, right? And you've been doing that for a year or whatever you claim, you'd probably have a better camera by now. You'd probably have, I don't know, a better setup or layout or a new house. And that's where I start to see through the bullshit of often what people tend to say. Right, back onto the income stream. Web design, we've got stuff there. You get YouTube, you might have the odd sponsorship or collaboration as well. Then I have my stocks and shares. Now that is the long game, okay? I want to do that for the next, let me get this right, 8 years. The reason I say 8 years is because my son will be 18 in 8 years' time. And that's when I may want to change the way we do things, because then I will assess, where is he in his life? Is he going university? Has he got a job? Has he got no job and he's got no ambition? So what are we going to do to help him out or not help him out and things like that? So that's when I will reevaluate life and things like that. So I have an 8-year plan and I'm just going to leave the money there. And then I have other things as well I do. So there might be some consultancy with health companies or people who just want to feed off my intellect and stuff like that. I mean, I was head of business intelligence in the NHS. So I'm still, I still have people from the analytical world that know me and want to work with me and stuff like that. So I do have other streams. So it's not all just YouTube. Oh, yeah, sorry. And there's the courses. So you obviously got the web design agency and then the branch off that, which is like the web Squadron courses and all of that. the CSS course, the Elemental course, the $1 courses, you know. Oh no, hold on, I've got this wrong. I need to explain this better. We've got the we've got the web agency, right? We've got the courses and the guides. People might hire me for one-to-one support on website. So the web agency might be a full build or a makeover or performance boost or doing something with the website, but people might hire me for half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hour video call consultations, or they want me to work on something. So it's not like a proper makeover of a website, but it might be helping them out with like their loop grid or something like that, or their My Listing Directory website. So there's stuff coming off there. Then you have YouTube, right? The money you make on YouTube is peanuts, okay? Because I don't get a lot of views. Hey, Dennis, how you doing? I don't get a lot of views. And a lot of people will look at me and go, wow, you've got 130,000 subscribers. You must be rolling in money. I'm not rolling from YouTube. YouTube is about the views, which is why I really do plead and reach out to all of you in that whenever I put out a video, or Paul or Jeffrey or Reno, whoever, anyone puts out a video, if you like it, even a tiny bit, hit the like button. Hey, Donald, hit the like button. If you want to share it, hit the share button below, but you don't have to. But please, most of all, add a comment. I don't think a lot of you realize how powerful the comment bit is. People think that by hitting like is enough. Hitting like is good. Sharing is even better. But the most powerful component is the comment. And the more you comment on videos, the more coverage YouTube pushes out. But when it comes to YouTube, you don't make a lot of money just based on your subscribers. You could have 10 million subscribers, but if only one person out of those 10 million bothers to watch your video, and when I say bothers, I mean that in a nice way, they watch your video, well, you're not going to make anything off that. It's about the number of people that view. And contrary to belief, I'm not rolling in views. I get views. Sometimes some videos do better than others, but there's always views that come and go, right? But the big thing I will say, if I put out a video, Paul puts out a video, Jeffrey, anyone, even the Elemental team, even like someone doing bricks, even breakdance if you want, I don't care, whatever, Gutenberg, anything. If you like that video a bit, or you like what it was saying, or you like what the effort that was put in, hit the like button, share if you want to, and use the share button underneath. Do not use the URL at the top. The URL at the top hurts the channel because it's classed as an unknown referral, even though it's got the address. You need to hit the share button, but most of all, you've got to leave a comment. Seriously, even if you just put, I really like this, simply just do that, and we will love you for that. Palav says that, oh, sorry, let me just get back onto my income stream. So blah, 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 YouTube like that. Stocks and shares, so I'm building up money there. I used a trading 212 app. I've lost my thread now. Stocks and shares. Oh, and other consultancy work with regards to the health economy. And I do jump around a little bit. My main sources are the web design and collaboration sponsorships and the one-to-one consultations. Palav says, I wonder if it's that simple to earn $1,000. Why is he making videos? Instead, he should make tools. Exactly. That's what I mean, Palav, right? And so many people are very, very gullible at the moment, which is why if you go to YouTube right now and you do a search for how to start a YouTube channel, those videos will have like 100, 200, even millions of views, right? How to earn money on YouTube, million views, whatever, right? They get ridiculous views. Now, some of those people might watch like a minute of it and then jump off, but that doesn't matter. They're still getting the views. And that's one thing that irritates me a little bit, because a lot of those videos, and if anyone does those kind of videos, I'm not being personal, I'm not attacking you or anything like that. I always find they regurgitate the same thing, just in a different tone or a different studio. But they're practically saying the same thing, aren't they? Like, I mean, I could do one. I don't know, should I do one? But then I'll just be classed as a, what's the word? I'll be contradicting. I'll be a hypocrite. Or should I do it? I don't know. I don't know. Would anyone care? So Donald says, is clicking the share button without any juice, or must there be a link shared? So you know when you hit the share button, Donald, at the bottom, that gives you a link. You can then put that link into a Twitter post or a LinkedIn post, or you may, some people have embedded my videos onto their own websites or onto a post. I don't mind that. Seriously, if you want to do that, you can do that. I have no issue. As long as you use the share button. Someone once used the URL at the top, and it was a new product. I'm not going to mention who. It was something that had just come out. I thought, this is really good. I did a video on it. They loved it. They stuck my video in the hero banner of their web page because I explained how to use it. Because they didn't have like a how-to guide, and I went and almost did a how-to guide because I really liked it, and they didn't pay me. Because they used the watch URL at the top of the video, right? The one in the address bar, I got hammered by YouTube because it's classed as an unknown view, which YouTube thinks are bots. So I got accused of employing bots to watch my video to increase my view rate. I was like, no. It was this website. They got it wrong. I told them, they changed it. They apologized, but the damage was done. It took nearly 3 months for YouTube to remove the penalties. And the penalties were basically, you made no income on your site. When I say no income, we're talking no income. Right, so you've got all these videos going out. There's adverts on the videos. You know, some of you who don't have YouTube Premium will still see the advert. I recommend you get YouTube Premium. I mean, you know, I have it. I don't like seeing ads, but, you know, that's just me. Got smacked. Got absolutely smacked. And it's not just affected me. This problem has affected Paul. It's affected Jeffrey. It's affected Reno. It's affected Ferdy. You know, because it just so happened that the time I got hit, Ferdy was hit. Paul got hit about a year later-ish, something. We've all gone through it. So if anyone ever wants to share any of our videos, and we don't mind, okay, as long as you don't claim to have made it, which is a little bit difficult because it's got our faces all over it, please use the share button. But like I said, look, if you really want to help out your fellow YouTubers or people you like watching, please leave a comment, because the comment shows proper engagement. Clicking like, that's easy. Clicking share, even that's a little bit easy, just copy and paste and whatever. But you know when you click comment and you put in some words, oh, this made no sense. Oh, Imran, you're fantastic. What the hell am I watching? You know, when you do anything like that, real engagement. YouTube love that. So back to a lot of you. I've kind of shared, without going into details, my sources of income and how I stay afloat. What about you? What are your forms of income? And please don't state the exact value, because I don't want to know that. But it's about how are you supporting yourself. Ah, Phil, now then. YouTube is actually really harsh, and there's been times when someone came to me once and they were like, you removed my comment, and I was like, I don't know. I would like to think that if you look at my comments, you should notice that the I get good comments, I get bad comments, I get negative comments. Hey Oscar. And what I do is I don't remove them. The only time I remove them is if something slipped through the net. So if anyone uses like obscene language, sometimes though, if your reply is mega long, sometimes YouTube just removes it without you even knowing. And I don't even know it was even there in the first place. But sometimes, so YouTube is quite good at catching like, you know, anything that is like racist, sexist, you know, anything that is like got tons of swear words or obscene or malicious, sexualized. They do look out for things like that. Sometimes though, something might slip through. And if something comes through that I think, oh, this is going to really rub people up the wrong way, or this is just like someone is just being obscene for no good reason or whatever, or they've just like, they don't like it that I'm using Elemental. I mean, there's been people who've put stuff on there. I'm not going to go into it, but they've put stuff on there with regards to where Elemental are based. And I'm like, that's, you know, basically grow up, right? You know, people can be very politically minded and charged, but I'm like, just grow up, all right? But yeah, Phil, if any of your comments have been removed, hopefully it wasn't me. Hopefully it's just the algorithm that kind of does it. Palav, can we have a tutorial on Elementor V4? We don't have the final version of it yet, Palav. So we have a V4 and it's going to be given to us in chunks. So we have the current beta version, which gave us quite a bit. But there was also quite a bit lacking. Like the paragraph. I prefer the text editor. We can't, oh God, custom CSS. That's missing. Right, for the new widgets, we don't have that. We can't assign class names. So yeah, I know we could have a class, but we don't have the ability to stick in class names, like the CSS class name I meant. You know how in the widgets we currently have in Elementor, we have the CSS ID and the CSS class. We don't get that. So there's things missing that I feel like they are probably going to come, but I need assurance to see they are there. Gamers Bellaho says, how to check website traffic. Well, who's your host? Tell me who your host is, and have you ever gone to your host? Have you ever used Google Analytics? Have you ever used Independent Analytics? Have you ever used Google Sitekit? Have you submitted your website to Google Search Console? So there's all these things that you can do for free. Whoa, hit the microphone. I hit the microphone. Shima says, have you ever hit creative burnout? No, because one of the things I feel like I'm really good at is I collect ideas. So I have my Notion, and I might have an idea for a video. I stick it on it. I might see something that someone has done, and I go, oh, I could do my own way of doing that in a different way. I'll stick it down. I need to do some promotion of a course, right? Stick it down. I want to do an in-depth video about Canva or about businesses or how to get clients. You stick it all down. Ding, 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 ding. And I have a huge list of things I want to do that I haven't even touched yet. That's the beauty about planning ahead. And it might be there are some things on my list I never do because I lost interest, or I thought it was a good idea, but actually no one's going to care about this. So you kind of like, you just make sure you can do it on paper. You can do it on Notion. You can do it in your email notes. Sorry for yawning. But yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. Gamer says how to check it in WordPress. Exactly that. Google Sitekit. You could use independent analytics. I did a video about independent analytics about 3 weeks ago. Was it 3 weeks ago? Was it 4 weeks ago? Or was it 5 weeks ago? 4 or 5 weeks ago, I did a video about independent analytics. So you need to go and watch that because you can use that for free. And you will basically get your analytics for your website by country, devices, returning customers, and you get some lovely charts and stuff like that. Sorry for yawning again. I've been up since 4 a.m. Cats woke me up at 4 a.m. When they wake me up, you have no choice but to deal with them. So I had to go and feed them, went back to bed, got up again at 5 a.m. on the stepper, working, doing stuff. So I've been actively working for, let me get this right, about 9.5 hours so far. So is that right? 9.5 hours? Have I got that right? Yeah, 9.5 hours. So it's been a bit full on already. Yeah, independent analytics is pretty damn good, isn't it? It's you get a lot for free. And it's so easy to set up, isn't it? So simply easy, which is what I like. Matomo is also nice, says Chim. He likes to use that from time to time. Yeah, so back to Elemental version 4. There's still quite a bit, I feel like, is still to happen. Because they're doing it in stages, right? At some point, we'll get another version of V4, which might address some of the things I've raised or other people have raised. They really do hit home with me. The paragraph, the text editor was better than the paragraph, in my opinion. The CSS ID and the CSS class is missing. The custom CSS, that one just blows my mind. Like, why are we missing the custom CSS bit? Like, what? Where is that? That does bother me. But we were always told it was going to be drip fed to us in stages and whatnot. So I'm sure we'll be getting it at some point. That's really bad of me, innit? I mean, that's the third big yawn now. That says I am on the verge of collapse, which is never a good thing. Let me get some Pepsi Max into me. Gamer says, I make a page and I add purchase summary and then preview that result, no page found. What? What do you mean? You make a page, you add purchase summary, no result found, but have you submitted your sitemap index? Are you connected to Google Search Console, which, you really should do? Have you purged your site? Have you purged your server? I mean, to be honest, this is one of those things where I can't really help without even more details, or you hire me to look in depth into your pages or your website to try and clarify what's going on. But yeah, I can't really answer that. There's always going to be a limitation as to how much support me or anyone else can give. And one of the things I'm really going to stress on in 2025 and for the future is I will advise as much as I can for free, but where I need to think a bit more, or there's no way I can help you unless unless I'm working on your website, then people have to hire me for that kind of thing. Adrian, now, I'm not a fan of Jetpack for several reasons. One of them is it can break some of your widgets. For a good while, it used to break the carousel and sliders. It can break stuff. And the second thing is, do you know how much bloat Jetpack adds to your website? It makes them quite heavy and it can slow things down. However, if you're using it and you're happy, then you don't need to care about anything I said and you just use it. And that's something I really want to make clear to everyone, okay? Just because God, my hands are cold at the moment. God, I've got to warm my hands up. It's really cold in my room for some weird reason. We've had a lot of rain, by the way. So if I say use this for your performance boost, use this feature, use this widget, use this code, use this snippet, build your headers like this, ignore me if you don't agree, don't like it, or you prefer another way. There's too many people that follow blindly what others have said. I know I've had people come to me and go, I did exactly what you said and it broke my website, or it didn't work, or I didn't get the same result. It worked for me. I got it built. You can see the evidence in the video. It's all good. But I always say that, whatever I or other influencers say, you have the right to ignore it or disagree or whatever, and always go for what you want. But yeah, Jetpack I mean, in terms of the influencer world or content creators when it comes to WordPress, I know a lot of people that don't like Jetpack, but that's just our preference. And it's very subjective. But if it works for you, Adrian, you got to go with it, right? If it works for you, do it. Chima says that he watched one of my videos the other day about setting boundaries for clients. I think that's the one I did today. Really important because a lot of clients like to request free stuff and don't understand. Yeah, of course they do. And sometimes if you have not set a boundary and the client's paying you money, and then they ask for something extra and you do it, when it starts to become too much, oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? You become scared to say, hold up, that's too much. You got to pay extra for this. You become scared because you're doing a website build. They've paid your 50%. And they're kind of happy and you're working on it. And then all of this extra stuff gets added on and you're scared to say no because you don't want to lose the other 50%. And I say, if you kind of set your boundaries early, you'll be able to protect yourself. And I'm going to do another video on that because without boundaries, that is when they won't respect your timelines. So if you've said this project is, let's just say, okay, $2,000 for 1 week. So Monday to Friday, we're going to get this website built, $2,000. But you need them to sign off the homepage. You need them to agree to a certain layout. You need them to provide you with the links for all of the social media sharing icons. And they're late. So you do the homepage and you send it to them. And you were hoping they'd get back to you on Tuesday. You're not heard from them. You chase. You don't hear from them. You come to Wednesday. You chase. They get back to you on Thursday. Oh, I'm really sorry, I was busy. Now, there's no way you're going to get that website done by Friday. It's going to carry on till next week. Okay, fine, carries on till next week. Then you need them to sign off maybe another part of the website. Maybe you've done the about page and the services page, but you want them to go yay or nay to it. And then you're waiting. And you're waiting. And now the project that should have taken 1 week, $2,000, takes 2 weeks. And you might go, well, yeah, you know, you're still getting paid the same amount for the work. So what if it took late? No. Because it took 2 weeks, it meant you lost a week of time to reflect, time to find new clients, time to learn, time to do another project that you might have had on your agenda or radar. Or maybe if you didn't have another client waiting, it still affected your delivery and output and time to complete. So you got to think about your boundaries, but your boundaries is not just about scope creep. Your boundaries is about laying out, you know, the outlines of what are you going to do and when? What do they need to do and when? Are they going to be on holiday or a break? You need to know about these things. Are they not going to be available? Who is actually going to do the final sign-off? Who pays for what? Let's say a 1 week project. I've heard some really horrific stories. The project that was meant to be like a couple of weeks took a year. So you're not getting that final 50%. Well, you're not getting it and you're still working for a year. And when you do finally get it, that's not worth the amount of time you spent. And number two, you are waiting on it. You know when you know, you know when you know. You know when you get a website project, let's say it's $5,000, okay? And you've said it's going to take 10 days. And in factual fact, you get it done in 8, but you don't mind if it's 10 days. And you know at the end of those 10 days, you're going to get $5,000. And you're going to go, yay, right? I can stick some of that into my savings and I can use that money here and I can pay this and yep, I'm good. And this covers me a little bit for next month as well. Yeah, I'm happy. But when that money does not land because of a delay, you now regret taking on that project. And when you do eventually get paid, you don't enjoy it as much. It's like, oh, great, finally I got paid. But you had all the other bills and other things building up in the background. So you have to set the boundaries in terms of scope creep, what you will do for them, when they need to do their bit, when will you get paid. All of this is important because if you don't have this set out at the start, the project will deviate. And even if it doesn't, anything could happen. All right. Anyway, let's get back to the questions come back the other day. So don't do things for free. Just don't do things for free. John Cyanidis, how you doing, my friend? I recently used Airlift, like you suggested. No, boy, it's like I'm using WP Rocket, but free. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the load, I do use a code snippet to remove all lazy loading and stuff like that. But WP Rocket, never like it. I know some of their people that are very passionate about WP Rocket. I always get some nasty comment, like if I ever mention it, and I made sure I didn't mention it in this video about Airlift because they always feel like I'm hurting WP Rocket. Like, look, right now I'm talking about it, so I'm going to get probably a nasty comment at some point. I just don't see the point of promoting like some plugins where you have to pay for it, like Perf Matters, WP Rocket. There's a few, right? For stuff that you can get done for free, right? Stuff you can get done for free. Palav says web designing is not that easy as people think it is. Absolutely. There's a lot of work required. In my opinion on Flying Press, I have no opinion. Never used it. That's the truth. Never used it. Never wanted to use it. Have no ambition to use it. Plain and simple. Now, if they pay me to review them, I might review them, but no interest in that. Gamer says, based on your description, you're using the WooCommerce purchase summary on a thank you page, but I'm displaying order. Right. I mean, you seem to be copy pasting, gamers, so I'm going to request you don't do that because that can irritate people. And I'll be honest, when people do, Perf Matters, when people do that, where you keep copy pasting, you can do that as much as you want. Two things will happen. Either you get kicked off the channel and blocked, so you can never return, or you could under a different pseudo name, but I don't know. Or I just don't reply, and other people won't reply. In forums, sometimes someone posts a question and they get no reply. And then they go and put the word bump to bump it back to the top, and they still get no reply. And then they go and put something like, does no one know how to answer this? No, don't worry, gamers. It's just friendly advice. And they don't realize that when you start bumping your own question, or you start saying, does no one know how to answer this? Are you all stupid or whatever? Come on, someone must know how to do this. I thought you were all experts. People don't like that, and they lose interest. Or if the way you word your question, I've made this really clear on the Web Squadron group, and I've said it here as well. Some people don't tell us the problem. They just stick a Loom video in. So now I have to watch your video to understand your problem. It's not like a YouTube video where we're sharing how to do something, or here's how you approach this problem and how you solve it. That's different. Here we got to watch a video. And you know what's worse? Is when the videos have no sound. Like, you literally have to watch it and you're going, what the fuck is going on here? What is the problem? I can't work it out. Because I always say, if you can't, and some people have said to me, yeah, but English is not my first language. Give me a break, right? Give me a break. You got Chat fucking GPT now and other AI solutions. You can quite easily stick your question into Chat GPT, right? With your video and say, how do I ask this question in a very clear way? Then someone might be able to answer. This ain't aimed at you gamers. It's just like I've gone on a tangent about something I hate. And sometimes when people put a question in Web Squadron where they've made no attempt to actually clarify what they wanted to know, I let them know and I go, look, next time you do that, okay, I'm deleting it. Or, and if this has happened to you, I'm sorry, I go and stick on post approval, which means every time certain people, there's actually about 10 of them, every time they ask a question in the Web Squadron Facebook group, that question does not become public until I approve it. And you know why I do that? Because they are continuously asking very vague, ambiguous questions where even I'm sat there going, what are you asking? And I don't want that kind of crap in the forum. Because if I can't interpret it, and I'm usually quite good at deciphering riddles and stuff, if I'm looking at it and going, I don't get it, why should anyone else waste their time staring at the screen too? Back to some of the questions. Chima says, I'm actually dealing with a client like that right now. He's paid 50% and disappeared for 2 months. Fuck me, Chima. I'd be pissed off at that. We can't make any progress because he hasn't provided his inventory. And there you are. You're going to be sat on the website. You may still run updates when there's an update. You may still tinker with it, maybe, because you can't help it. You know, when we have something that's not closed off, we can't help but tinker with it sometimes. And there you go, you're waiting. Can they access that website, Chima? Can I ask you a question, Chima, really honestly? Can they access it? Is the website live? Are they getting visits? So let's start again. Is the website live? No, hold on. Yeah, can they access it? Right? Where is it hosted? So have they got access to the host? I'm not asking you to delete the website. All I'm saying is take it offline. Are they getting visitors? Hey, Clark. Owen, how you doing? Can they access it? Is it getting visitors? Right? Because if they are benefiting from that website, you need to take it offline. Now, here's the big mistake that a lot of us have made. It's on their host provider, right? Or wherever. So even if you do something to stop access, they could just roll back a backup or something, and then they get the whole website again. Hey Ontario, how you doing? Adrian says, when I'm dealing with a fixed fee project, I do 50, 25, 25, split 50 before 25. So the way I like to do it is I get 50% up front. Then after the home page is done, I get another 20%. And then based on pretty good trust, because I will ensure they can't just run away with the website if they don't pay the final bit, then I get the final 30%. If you hire me for a one-to-one consultation, it's 100% upfront, right? Because I have no control over your website and I could do the work. You could hire me for an hour and then run off. No, you got to hire me because I'm giving up my time. If you hire me to work on your website, like your performance or responsiveness or anything like that, or a makeover of a page, I want the money up front. Because when it's an existing website, I could make the changes. I don't know what they're doing. They could make a copy of the code. They could have someone else do something, you know? So I want to ensure that if I'm going to work on an existing website, I want to make sure I get paid for it. Equitas, how you doing? Chima says it's on maintenance mode and they do have admin logins and it's hosted on their Bluehost. Well, I mean, to be honest, right, Chima, if it's on maintenance mode, I am suspicious if they're ever going to come back, kind of thing. He is still using the current state to apply. Yeah, I mean, what I would say, Chima, is never trust anyone, okay? When it comes to websites, I would not even trust my own brother. I would not trust anyone I've worked with. I would not trust anyone. At the end of the day, right, you are a business and they are a business, no matter how much of a friend you believe they are. And if they disappear on you, right, do you really think they're going to care if you go after them to go, I really want my money? Do you really think they're going to care? Right? Okay. And I would say that once you go through this problem, and Owen knows what I mean, and everyone else who's been through this will know, once you've experienced this, you will now do what I call is like an iceberg moment. There's the problem at the top of the iceberg. What led to that problem? What was not in place? What could you have done? You know, if I have a client that's not quite ready with all of their images or inventory or stuff, I will say, don't worry. You don't have to have it all ready now, but you need to have it ready in 2 days' time. What I don't do is let them decide on when they're going to get back to me. And if they can't get their inventory ready in 2 or 3 days' time, with that commitment, I'm not working with them. So I will say, okay, what have we got? Right, you've not got your logo. You don't know your colors. You haven't got your content written up. Right, get that done. Then come to me and we start to work. I don't want a deposit. I don't want any money I mean, I'm sat there going, what the fuck happened to them? Because now I have to work with you because you paid me your deposit, right? I feel like, you know, we've got like a contractual agreement. I don't want that because my prices might have doubled next year, right? I don't want to take your deposit, wait for 6 months, and then you turn up. Well, no, my prices are higher now, but I can't because we signed a contract. So I want them to get their stuff, their shit ready. But if there's anything outstanding, and I can still start their website now, right? So let's say they say, I haven't got my words written for my about page. Okay, fine. I'm going to leave the about page right to the end, but it has to be ready in 5 days' time. It's got to be ready, okay? It's got to be ready. And I'm letting you know now that here's the contractual agreement. So 50%, and then I may say, right, and then I want another 40% or 35% or whatever, and then we'll tackle the about page and anything outstanding. So even if the job goes shit and they delay, I should have got paid 85% by that point. And what I've mentioned in previous videos is I always like to think, right, that if I'm going to work with you, really, 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 even if the job goes shit, the total value, 25% of that is what I really want to make sure I earn back for the work I do. The other 75% is gravy, the bonuses. So when you pay me 50% at the start, okay, 25% of what I want to earn for the entire project, I've got. I've even got an extra 25% as gravy, even if things slip a bit. The final 50% is even more gravy. What you don't want to do is have low prices where you are now really, really dependent on the full 100% coming in. So strategize with your pricing a little bit more. Just going to jump back into the question because I've kind of just been talking a little bit. Owen's dad, Clark Media, has even had his dad shaft him on a job. I mean, that has to be fucking painful, Owen. I mean, that's gotta hurt, right? Do you still talk to your dad? That's gotta hurt. What Phil says there. I firmly believe on this, right? Don't build on their domain, right? Build on your own and then transfer the website over. It's what I do with my clients. Like Phil said, you have to get full payment before you deploy. Clark, it hurt. We still, when you say you still talk, would you say you talk because he's your dad and you're his son? Or do you talk in everything's back to normal? Because this is deep. This is really deep, right? We all go on about, client problems and scope creep and payments and contracts. But when it's your dad or your mum or your son or daughter or your great-great-grandfather, great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, grandmother, that's deep. That's gotta hurt. Adrian says that they had a client that didn't want to pay an invoice after working 3 years with them. Their reasoning was that they paid me a lot before, so this should be a favor. Fucking hell. People do that a lot, don't they? Like, I always used to make tea for you. I always said hello to you. I was always on your side when someone was making fun of you. I had your back. I never picked on you. When I had loads of work to dish out and delegate, I always made sure you got the good jobs. But now I'm struggling. I can't afford my cheeseburger at McDonald's. Buy it for me, please. Fuck off. I really hate that. Oh, do me a favor. Whatever. You probably paid for what you should have paid me back then. Doesn't mean you get favors now. Blaine Perry, I require 50% up front and 50% when the website is completed. I hold on to the login info until I'm paid in full. Yeah, that's what you got to do. That is what you got to do. But remember what I said about your strategy, right? So what you got to do, right, is let's say for a 5-page website, right? Ideally, ideally, in your ideal world, forget how much extra you want, but in your ideal world, you want $2,000. Let's just say, right? $2,000. You should be going in at 8,000. And you're probably going to fall off your chair here. Why? Because 25% of that, 2,000, that's what I want to earn for the full job. At the start, they pay 4,000, 50%. So not only I've got my two, I got two extra. Yeah. At the end of it, you want the final 50. That's another 4, right? You strategize and you have to find the right clients and whatever. Because at the end of the day, are you not telling me that every business out there, even a shop, when you go to buy Pepsi Max, are they not making their cut of it or whatever, right? They're all doing that. Right, okay. Yeah, no, yeah, so Owen says, I won't ever do business for family again, which was hard. Yeah, I mean, I've had some friends approach me. I've even had a few family members take interest, and I kind of go, how do I say it? I'm not going to say the exact words, but I kind of ensure very early on in the conversation, where am I from, Ajay? Where do you think I'm from, Ajay? I'm in the UK, born and bred in the UK. That's where I'm from. Yeah. I don't care where my mum and dad come from. I don't care where my ancestors came from. Born and bred in the UK. So, UK, uck. What was I saying? Very early on in the conversation, and when I say early, I mean hopefully within the first 2 or 3 exchanges while we're just talking, I'll say my website build, because I'll have a vague idea what they might be after, starts from... It does depend though if it's a 1-page website. 1-page website, we're going to go in at 2,500 to 3,000. You want a 5-page website, we're going up to now 9,000 to 10,000. You want an e-commerce website, we're going into the 13,000. You want a whole shit heap load of crap, more directories and more stuff going on. We need to have a conversation, but this is where we're starting from. And this is how it's paid up front. And I don't want shares in your company. I don't want, I'll pay you at the end. I don't want any of this. Oh, but you know, I'm your friend and all of that. Can we do a discount? All I'm going to say to them is, look, I've got other projects on. And if I do a discount for you and all of these kind of things, it affects what I do with other people. And I have a way of working kind of thing. So, you know, look, you know who you're working with, right? And we can, you know, I can probably do a really good job for you. But I am not cutting prices down, okay? Because my very first house in 2003, when I bought it, I had to have the bathroom redone, new boiler, central heating pipe, and I had to have a new toilet and all of that as well. And I had to have like a side covering thing done near one of the doors. And I got my uncle to do it. And I paid my uncle in full. I did not ask for mates' rates. You know why? Because he's doing it with his workers. He's a builder, really good builder, right? And he's got his staff to pay who do the tiling and the bathroom fittings. He's got to pay them. I can't say, oh, give me a 50% discount. What the fuck is he going to pay his staff? What does he get out of it? He has a business. He has a family. He has to pay his bills. Why? What right have I got to say, yeah, do it for free? Because you're my uncle. He's my dad's brother. When I say uncle, I don't mean someone who you call uncle, but they have no relation. He's my dad's brother. I pay in full. And I expect to be paid in full as well. Right, okay, let's get back onto... Bob says, will a recording of this be available? Oh, this is a live chat. So if you go over to the YouTube channel, you know, on the channel, it says like videos, live, posts, other playlists. If you click live, a copy of this will be there. This does not ever get deleted. It will be there, right? You won't miss anything out. Adrian had some bad apples over the years, but if I hadn't dealt with bad apples, no, and this is a really good, thing to put out, Adrian. You have to have shit to avoid the shit. You have to bump into a door to understand there was a door there. You have to make mistakes. If you go through life with no mistake, you either got lucky or you never realized you were being taken advantage of. I remember some people, right, saying to me, like, I used to have issues with some people I worked with in the office with the way we worked together or what they did or the disrespect and stuff. And some people would say to me, Imran, what's your problem? I have no issue with them. They're great. They're fantastic. And they couldn't understand because they only saw things their way. Then when they had to work with those people, they used to contact me on a daily basis. Imran, what do I do? How do I handle them? They're killing me. I don't know what to do. So if you're one of those people that have never experienced these problems, maybe you don't realize it's happening. Maybe you always allow scope creep, or you always give discounts, or you always bend over because you don't want to lose any clients. But when you experience this, you know, I said to a client, and this happened, by the way, yeah, don't worry, I'll sort out your domain over to the hosting. 3.5 hour phone call to sort out their hosting, domain, DNS transfer, and their email, because it was all different bodies and the way everything was fitted. Oh my God, it was a nightmare. 3.5 hour phone call. Because I promised the client I would sort it out. Never fucking again, right? You want me to do it, there's a charge for it. Whether it's done in 5 minutes or 2 hours, there's a charge for it. Or you can do it yourself. And here's what you need to do. Go and do it. You have a problem? Well, it's your domain. It's your host provider. You went and set up your email with BT Internet and now you want everything connected. Go and do it. But if you want me to do it, you pay for it. It's my time. Never assume that something that took you 10 minutes yesterday will take you 10 minutes today. Think of it like this. And I'm going to be really graphic here, right? Think of it like this. It might have taken you 5 minutes to sit on the toilet and have a shit. That does not mean you're going to spend the same 5 minutes today, tomorrow, or next week. It may be 4 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, it may be half an hour. I don't know. Never assume exactly how long something's going to take, and always make sure you cover your bases to build in buffer time to get paid for it. Donald, when people offer to promote your business, if you give them a discount, all they do is promote is the fact that, yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing, Donald, right? They say they'll promote you. Oh, I'll let my friend know. We've all been here, right? When I first started years and years and years and years ago, right? You know, oh yeah, I'll let all my friends know. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, I'll do your website for this price. You know, because they know loads of people. They know loads of businesses and networking. How many referrals came from them? 0. Oh yeah, you know, I'll make sure you can stick a link to your website in my footer. So, how many, like, really? Does that ever really work? I mean, yeah, it does. I'm gonna lie, but does it ever really work all the time? You know, oh yeah, you know, I'm a dentist and there's 20 other dentists that want a brand new website and they're loving what you do. They're just salivating over it. They love it. They want you to build their website too. Oh, really? Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll do this extra stuff for you. Did any of them come back? I built a website for a residential care home. This is going back a while now. And they were part of a management company. And they had 6 other care homes. They worked in an area, right? And they're quite a big, decent company. And they had a really ancient, like, I mean, it's not that ancient, but it was an elemental website built in a really bad way, right? So I went and redid their website and they loved it. And throughout the process, from start to finish, their manager, the manager of the care home, their managing director, the CEO, all of that, I kept getting amazing feedback. Oh man, we are loving this. And, you know, oh man, you know, this is going to be great for our other residential care homes. And when I could have charged a bit more, where I was doing a little bit extra, I didn't. And you know why? I was naive. I was gullible. I thought, hey, don't worry. do not worry, because I've charged this amount for one website. If they, and we had like maintenance fee with them as well. If they get me to do the other 6, the monthly recurring income alone, this is going back a while now, the monthly recurring income alone, this is brilliant. This is like going to pay for my Pepsi Max and more. This is brilliant. I was not asked to do any of the other 6 websites. And I even inquired, and they were like, oh no, actually no, we're okay with them. Even though they were all quite shit. And it was almost like they only ever were going to invest this amount. I found out very later on, way down the line, because one of the managers then left. And, you know, I got very friendly. Whoa, I got very friendly with their staff and all that. They only ever were going to invest this amount anyway. They were never going to touch the other stuff. Senior, respectful people can play the game to take advantage. How much can they squeeze out of you and take? Never assume, never get taken for a ride, never let the trust you've built get abused by people, because you know what? Humans are the most untrustworthy species in this multiverse. Right, I've been live for 1 hour 11. I'm going to jump off now because my wife will be home soon. My son, he's not been at school today. I can hear lots of noise. I better check what the heck he's doing. But I hope you've enjoyed today's live chat, and keep an eye out on Monday. It's a 44-minute video, and I really think you need to watch it, because I think a lot of freelancers and businesses overlook this. It's not about Elementor. It's not about WordPress, but it's very business-minded kind of thing. And don't forget, if you ever see a live chat or a video that you think, you know, hit a nerve or touched, you know, you were like, oh yeah, I get that. Hit the like button. Share it with the share button if you want, but leave a comment. Right now, you're all commenting. This does not count. I do want to make this clear. When you're commenting on a live chat, it doesn't count a lot. It counts during the live chat, but for any videos on our YouTube channel, actually go and leave a comment. So not in the live chat comment, I mean an actual comment. It makes a huge difference to the YouTube algorithm. Okay, everyone, I'm now going to jump off now. Take care. See you all soon. It's been good fun. I appreciate all of you that keep returning and watching. Stay safe. See you all soon. Bye.